An exciting, thrilling new format. Will this revitalise the Champions League as we know it?
Yeah, I like it. I really do.
Do you? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, I think so. I think the fact that we're going to get more games against teams that are ranked equally, so you're going to get big games pre-Christmas. I suppose there always was a formality feel to the group stage because the teams were ranked, and more often than not, the top-ranked teams went through. I mean, they're probably still going to go through, but you're going to get bigger games pre-Christmas. And I love the fact that the bottom 8 teams go out of Europe completely. So there's no kind of incentive for them to be like, oh, we'll drop into the Europa League or drop into the Conference League. It's all or nothing. You know, it's you win or you go home. And I think that, you know, the very fact that there's going to be that many games, it gives everyone a chance. And if you can get into the middle tier, so to speak, and you get a good win, you know, you can get into the knockout stages. So I like it. It's exciting. There's going to be more games. That's what they've managed to squeeze more games in without dulling the experience, you know, by letting more mediocre teams in. It's going to enhance it, I think. The
idea, one of the things that they want is, as Damien says, that you'll always have jeopardy right to the end, so everybody will be bidden to get into, especially if you get into one of those top 8 spots, then you'll be seeded. And it's going to be, I don't know if it came across clearly there, but it's going to be like a sort of a Wimbledon-style draw where if you're the best record in the whole group stage, you'll be seeded in such a way that you can't play the second best team until the final, you know, like Federer and Nadal or whatever, in that sort of way. So is that something that will maybe stop those sort of dead rubber matches that happen at the end of group stages?
I hope so, Tommy. Yeah, when we think about this, we're thinking it's quite reactive to the Super League. When the breakaway of the Super League happened, there was a backlash with the fans, and ever since then we knew they were going to come up with some sort of new format. And look, there's a lot to take in there in that VT, but it sounds good. It sounds like there's going to be a lot less dead rubbers. There's going to be, very few dead rubbers. Every game, every goal is going to count. So it's going to have us on the edge of our seats. There's going to be a lot bigger clashes earlier on, as Damien says, before Christmas. So it's something to get excited about, and bigger teams going at each other more often is what we want to see.
Hopefully it's not sort of overcomplicating things, though, because I am concerned that you need a sort of a video with lots of flashing graphics to kind of even start to explain it. And there was a thing that came out yesterday that they reckon they're going to have to get a supercomputer to do the draw, because to do it manually would take 4 hours. So which is only slightly longer than it takes at the moment. But I don't know. Like, hopefully it'll be one of those things that we'll all figure it out as we go along.
Yeah, I imagine once we get up and running and we get going, I think the rules and the permutations will come clear to all as we get going. But from the outside, Tommy, you have to say it does look exciting, and there's going to be very few dead rubbers, and that's the last thing we wanted when teams were playing the last game in the group stage and there was nothing on it. You're thinking, you know, it doesn't get you on the edge of your seat. So there's going to be a lot less of that and a lot more with games riding on it, which is what we want.